This is Dr. William Boyd. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist in Fairhope, Alabama. I own a company called Epiphany Women's Health. We have our office in Alabama. We also have our office in Illinois. I've been in practice for years in Illinois. I was an early adopter of office-based surgery. I was an early adopter for uterine ablation. I've done the whole gamut of hydroablation, thermochoice, and I've done over 2,000 cases in my career. Approximately a year ago, as I was segueing into my office here in Alabama, I identified a new procedure called Cerene, C-E-R-E-N-E, and it uses cryoablation. Now, the beauty of this procedure is you're moving away from heat. And if you look at the statistics for Cerene for treatment for bleeding, it's 90%. And their study trial, actually, they had more participants in their study trial than NovaSure or ThermoChoice. And so when they presented that data, 90% improvement of bleeding, 90% improvement of dysmenorrhea. Now, the other aspect that I really like about Cerene relative to NovaSure or ThermoChoice is the fact that you can use smaller cavities. So if you have a primip, or a no-lip actually, that's got a 6-centimeter uterus, you can actually use Cerene. As everybody knows, in the NovaSure world, that's too small of a uterus. The other beautiful thing about Cerene is access back to the cavity, whether you want to stick a hysteroscope in there. So secondary access post-Cerene is easier, and the statistics show that you have cavity access. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the actual process. And so most of my patients, we do IV sedation here in the office. Patients are scared to death of pain, as you know. But I also do procedures with Valium, gabapentin, and Celebrex. I did one the other day in my office in Illinois. This is how the process worked. I had her take her Valium when she got to the office, gabapentin and Celebrex at the same time. I brought her back and did a paracervical block. I waited 10 minutes and we placed the device. She had, at that point, she was quite uncomfortable, mainly from getting through the cervix, but when we got to the uterine cavity and started the ablative process, it was interesting. 150 seconds, and at the 90-second mark, so she had been treated for 60 seconds, you saw her body relax. And they talk about the analgesic effect of this procedure, and I witnessed it. Obviously, she did well for the remainder of the procedure. All these patients, they go home within 30 minutes after the procedure is complete. I ask them not to drive for 24 hours, especially if they have had the IV sedation. But the next day they go back to work. You look at the post-op follow-up for these patients, a lot of them have significant watery discharge for several weeks, but do extremely well. I advocate this. I think it's a great procedure, and I encourage you to use it.